Welcome to Nova Scotia. Located on Canada's stunning east coast, this beautiful province is surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean and is part of the maritime region of the country. It is known as a place where history, culture, and natural beauty come together in the most spectacular ways. From rugged cliffs and peaceful beaches to vibrant cities and charming small towns, Nova Scotia is a destination like no other. We just spent nearly a week road tripping through this incredible province, and trust me, it's packed with epic views, unforgettable experiences, and hidden gems you don't want to miss. Let's dive into the 7 must-visit places in Nova Scotia.
Number 7. Halifax Downtown. When visiting to Nova Scotia, you can't miss Halifax, Nova Scotia's capital. Founded in 1749, Halifax is one of the oldest cities in Canada, and its rich history is woven into every corner of the city. Throughout its history, Halifax has been a major naval hub, especially during World War I and World War II, when the city's harbor was a vital point for convoys crossing the Atlantic. One place you can't miss is the Halifax waterfront, one of the most popular boardwalks in the world. You'll get stunning harbor views, historic ships at the piers, and an awesome mix of food trucks, local vendors, and waterfront cafes. Whether you're watching boats sail in and out, grabbing a bite, or catching a festival, the waterfront is pure Halifax magic. While you're exploring downtown, be sure to taste some local food. We stopped by Tony's restaurant, right in central Halifax at Roby and Cunard Streets, and tried their legendary danaer. They've been serving it up since 1976, and it's a must-try if you're into juicy, well-seasoned meat. Great prices too, it's perfect for a quick, tasty meal. Now, one of my favorite spots in Halifax has to be the Canadian Museum of Immigration at Pier 21, known as the Gateway to Canada. Pier 21 welcomed over 1 million immigrants from 1928 to 1971. It was more than just an immigration terminal. It also sent off soldiers during the wars and welcomed back war brides after World War II. This place has huge significance as it represents the new beginnings of so many families seeking a better life in Canada. Pier 21 became a museum in 1999 and, by 2011, was recognized as a national museum. Here, you can actually experience what it was like to arrive as a new immigrant. There's an interactive exhibit that walks you through the entire process, from boarding ships to immigration inspections. And don't miss the guided tours. They run every half hour in both English and French and are included with your admission. The guides bring this incredible history to life, sharing stories of immigrants, soldiers, and war brides who passed through Pier 21. Visiting the Canadian Museum of Immigration at Pier 21 isn't just a trip through history. It's about connecting with the personal stories that shaped Canada into the diverse nation it is today. Number 6. Lunenburg. Lunenburg, Nova Scotia, a town that looks like it's been pulled straight out of a postcard. Known for being one of the most picturesque spots in the province, Lunenburg is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Founded in 1753, this charming coastal town is famous for its beautifully preserved, colorful wooden buildings and historic architecture, showcasing the region's colonial past. You'll also find quaint shops and restaurants offering fresh seafood and local goods that capture the essence of Nova Scotia. Walking through Lunenburg feels like stepping back in time, surrounded by old-world charm and rich maritime heritage at every corner. One of the town's most famous connections is the Bluenose II, a replica of the legendary Bluenose schooner, which became a true Canadian icon in the 1920s. Built right here in Lunenburg in 1921, the original Bluenose was famous for its speed and undefeated sailing record. It's such a Canadian symbol that you can even find it on the Canadian dime. And no trip to Lunenburg would be complete without visiting the Fisheries Museum of the Atlantic, located on the waterfront. This museum dives deep into Nova Scotia's rich maritime history and the town's connection to the sea. One of the coolest parts? The working wharf, where you can board historic vessels like the Theresa E. Connor and the Cape Sable, bringing Lunenburg's seafaring stories to life. The museum also features aquariums to learn about marine life and live demonstrations of maritime skills, like net mending and lobster trapping. It's an experience you won't want to miss. Number 5. Peggy's Cove. Just a 45-minute drive from Halifax, Peggy's Cove is famous for its stunning coastal views, the charming fishing village, and of course, the legendary Peggy's Point Lighthouse. Built in 1915, this lighthouse is one of the most photographed in the world. Perched on giant, smooth granite rocks, it looks out over the vast Atlantic Ocean. One of the coolest things about Peggy's Cove is the granite rock formations. These giant, weather-worn rocks were carved by glaciers thousands of years ago, creating a dramatic landscape that stretches along the coast. You can explore and climb the rocks, but be careful. The black rocks can be super slippery, especially near the water. Sunrise and sunset are the best times to capture the lighthouse in all its glory, with soft lighting and incredible colors. But no matter when you visit, you'll find plenty of photo ops around every corner. Even though Peggy's Cove has become a top tourist destination, it's still a preservation area, and the fishing culture is alive and well. You can see fishermen prepping their boats and equipment along the harbor, just as they've done for generations. There is a working fishing village that's retained its old-world charm. You'll find colorful houses, fishing boats in the harbor, and local artists selling their work in quaint little galleries. It's the perfect place to wander, grab some fresh seafood, and soak in that Nova Scotia vibe. Trust me, the lobster rolls here are out of this world. There's something so special about Peggy's Cove. It's peaceful, it's inspiring, and it's a little slice of Nova Scotia that you'll carry with you long after you leave. Number 4. Baddeck Town. Nestled along the breathtaking shores of Brasdeur Lake on Cape Breton Island, Baddeck is a hidden gem that's known for its jaw-dropping scenery, rich history, and as the perfect starting point for the world-famous Cabot Trail. This small, charming village feels like a slice of Nova Scotia paradise, with its colorful waterfront houses, sailboats gliding on the lake, and a peaceful vibe that makes you want to slow down and soak in the beauty all around. But Baddeck isn't just about stunning views. It's also famously connected to none other than Alexander Graham Bell, the inventor of the telephone. Bell loved this place so much that he built his summer estate, Bainbrig, right outside the village. And if you're visiting Baddeck, you absolutely have to check out the Alexander Graham Bell National Historic Site. Here's what you can explore inside. Dive into the story of how Bell invented the telephone with original models, patents, and early communication devices on display. Check out his groundbreaking experiments with hydrofoil boats, some of which set world speed records on water, and don't miss the Aviation Hall, where you'll learn about Bell's work in early aviation, including the Silver Dart, the first powered flight in Canada, which took place right near Baddeck. You'll see early flying machines and models that show how Bell's fascination with flight inspired many innovations. For history buffs, this museum is a must-visit, offering a deep dive into the life and achievements of one of the greatest minds in history. Number 3. Burncoat Head Park. Burncoat Head Park is located on the Bay of Fundy and about an hour and a half from Halifax. It's not just any park. This is where the ocean's power is on full display. This is the place to witness something truly mind-blowing, the world's highest tides. The Bay of Fundy is known for its extreme tidal range, and here at Burncoat Head, the tides can rise and fall more than 50 feet. What's even cooler is that during low tide, you can actually walk on the ocean floor. This area becomes a giant playground of reed mudflats, tide pools, and dramatic rock formations, all exposed when the water pulls back. As you wander across the ocean floor, you'll discover all kinds of marine life, crabs, snails, seaweed, just waiting for the tide to return. It's like stepping into another world, and the best part is, you can see this transformation in real time. The tide comes back in so quickly that you need to keep an eye on it while exploring. The tides here rise and fall every 6 hours and 13 minutes, so make sure to check the tide schedules before you visit to catch the low tide. To really appreciate what's happening here, be sure to stop by the Tidal Interpretive Center. It's a small but informative space where you can learn about the science behind these massive tidal shifts, the geology of the area, and the unique ecosystem of the Bay of Fundy. It's packed with cool facts and interactive exhibits that explain why the Bay of Fundy has such extreme tides. Another highlight here is the Burncoat Head Lighthouse. It's a replica of the original lighthouse that once stood here, and it's the perfect spot to get panoramic views of the coastline. Whether it's low tide or high tide, the views are absolutely breathtaking. You can snap some incredible photos here, especially if you come during sunrise or sunset when the light hits the cliffs just right. So if you're looking for an unforgettable experience in Nova Scotia, be sure to add Burncoat Head Park to your list.
Number 2. Fortress of Louisbourg National Historic Site.
Located on the eastern coast of Cape Breton Island, this incredible 18th century fortress is the largest reconstructed French fort in North America. Once a bustling center of trade and military power, the fortress of Louisbourg played a key role in the struggle between France and Britain for control of North America. When you visit Louisbourg, it's like entering a time machine. The site has been meticulously rebuilt to look exactly like it did in the 1740s, when it was a thriving French colonial town and fortress. Walking through the massive stone gates, you can almost feel the weight of history all around you. At its peak, Louisbourg was one of the most heavily fortified places in North America. The French built massive stone walls, complete with cannons and defensive bastions, to protect their interests from the British. Inside the fortress, there are exhibits showcasing artifacts from the period, including weapons, tools, and everyday items. The exhibits also dive deep into the history of Louisbourg's construction, battles, and eventual downfall. What really makes the fortress of Louisbourg unique is the way history comes to life here. Throughout the day, you'll meet costumed interpreters, people dressed in full 18th century clothing, acting as soldiers, bakers, fishermen, and townsfolk. They recreate the daily life of the people who once lived and worked here. You can ask them questions, watch them perform traditional tasks, and even join in some of the activities. If you're interested in military history, make sure you catch a cannon firing demonstration. Watch as the interpreters load and fire the massive cannons stationed along the fortress walls, which once protected the fort from British attacks. With stunning views of the Atlantic Ocean and a rich history that spans centuries, Louisbourg is a must-visit destination. Whether you're into reenactments, hands-on history, or just soaking in the sights, there's something here for everyone.
Number 1. Cabot Breton Highland National Park.
If you're looking for breathtaking natural beauty, incredible hiking, and unforgettable coastal views, then you need to put Cape Breton Highlands National Park at the top of your must-visit list. Located on the northern tip of Cape Breton Island in Nova Scotia, this park is where the mountains meet the sea in the most dramatic way possible. If you're into hiking, Cape Breton Highlands offers over 26 different trails, ranging from easy walks to more challenging hikes. But if you're looking for the absolute best experiences, here are a few trails you can't miss. First up is the Skyline Trail, easily the most iconic hike in the park. The trail is situated near Camp on the western side of the Cabot Trail, offering incredible views of the Gulf of St. Lawrence and the rugged coastline of Cape Breton Island. The Skyline Trail is a loop that spans about 7.5 kilometers, 4.7 miles round trip. It's a relatively easy hike with minimal elevation gain, making it suitable for most fitness levels, including families and casual hikers. The highlight of the trail is the boardwalk that leads you to a dramatic viewpoint on a cliff's edge, offering panoramic views of the ocean, the cliffs, and even the winding Cabot Trail below. The trail is beautiful year-round, but many recommend visiting in the early morning or late afternoon to avoid crowds. The sunset hike is particularly popular, as the setting sun over the Gulf of St. Lawrence creates stunning, colorful views. The Skyline Trail is also part of the moose management area, where park staff monitor and manage the moose population to help preserve the delicate ecosystem. Whether you're a seasoned hiker or just looking for a leisurely walk with incredible views, the Skyline Trail is an absolute must when exploring Cape Breton Highlands National Park. Peggy's Head Trail in Cape Breton is a short journey of just about 0.5 kilometers (0.3 miles), making it accessible for most visitors and a quick stop along your Cabot Trail adventure. This trail provides panoramic views of rocky cliffs, rugged coastline, and crashing waves. It's the perfect spot for photography, with its dramatic shoreline and ocean vistas. The trail offers opportunities to see wildlife, including seabirds, and if you're lucky, you might spot whales off the coast. My favorite trail is White Point Trailhead. It is a hidden gem located on the northeastern coast of Cape Breton Island, near the village of Neils Harbor. The trail is a 3.5 kilometers round-trip loop, takes you along the rugged coastline. This short but rewarding hike offers stunning coastal scenery and a peaceful atmosphere, making it an excellent choice for those looking to escape the crowds and experience the raw beauty of Nova Scotia's rugged coastline. On a clear day, you can even spot St. Paul Island in the distance. The jagged cliffs and crashing waves create a dramatic backdrop for photography or simply enjoying nature. The view of the ocean stretching endlessly before me was absolutely breathtaking. There was something incredibly calming about being surrounded by nothing but sea, sky, and rugged terrain. The solitude and untouched beauty of this trail make it a must-see for those looking for a quieter, more intimate experience with Cape Breton's natural landscapes. If you are into picturesque beaches, highly recommend Ingonish Beach, nestled on the eastern side of the famous Cabot Trail. It's known for its rare feature of having both a saltwater ocean beach and a freshwater lake. A narrow stretch of land separates the ocean from freshwater lake, allowing visitors to swim in either the salty Atlantic or the calm freshwater depending on their preference. Lifeguards are on duty during peak season, making it a family-friendly spot. Along the Cabot Trail, don't forget to pass by the local souvenir store. The shop was packed with unique, handmade items that truly reflected the spirit of Cape Breton. From hand-carved wooden art and locally made pottery to colorful paintings of the island's landscapes, every item had a story behind it. The visit to the local shop wasn't just about buying souvenirs. It was about connecting with the local culture and bringing a piece of that home. It was the perfect way to end a day of exploring Cape Breton's stunning scenery. Thanks for watching until the end of this video. I hope you found some great spots to inspire your next trip to Nova Scotia. If you've already been, let me know in the comments how it made you feel. Stay tuned for the next video, where I'll be sharing tips for exploring Nova Scotia on a budget and the best places to eat. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more adventures.